Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. This is going to be all about the Avatar Weiss Schwarz trading card game set, which has finally been more or less officially revealed. I say that because there's still not a lot of visuals associated with it, but at least they have the listings up on the website for all of the different products and are telling you what the release date is. So, Avatar The Last Airbender is coming in June, and they link the booster box stuff, but all the other stuff is up as well. So pre-orders are now available now that they have officially properly announced the products, and they also have this one image here. Now, there's nothing crazy fancy about this necessarily, in that I think we've seen most of this art before. We've seen this Aang, this Katara, this Toph, this Zuko, this Sokka. And then other than that, notably, they are using the symbols. And interestingly, that they have like the sort of more bending associated symbols associated with the four benders. And then they do have the other water tribe symbol for the non-bender character here, which is typically the way it gets used. So that is good to see. There's a kind of logo that they're using, which is pretty nice. And then like they're saying here, trial deck plus booster pack and supply set. They're the three products that we are going to be getting. Pre-orders available until January 27th, 2023. Now, that more or less just means sort of like, I think, until January 27th, that is for like places selling this set to get their pre-orders in terms of like what their like allocation is going to be. It still means like you'll be able to pre-order after that, but you'll be pre-ordering more kind of limited amounts that each vendor has specifically chosen to order. So the idea is that if you get your pre-order in now, you know, there's more of a sense for like, you know, showing the demand for the set, basically. So let's get into the details here, because the only thing I'd note about this picture is just that it is book 3 Zuko and not book 1 Zuko, which I think is like the only thing about... From the visuals that we've had from this, it's the only thing that suggests like book 3 content so far. So we still don't really know what the breakdown of this set is going to be, if it's going to cover all seasons or just season 1, with maybe a couple of cards showing other stuff. But this is where we're at so far. So here is the booster pack. You can see there no visuals basically for nearly everything. There is one associated with the supply set, which we will get to. But first of all, the booster pack and booster box stuff. So June 16th specifically is the release date of this, which is cool. So right in the middle of the year. That should be, in terms of like other Avatar stuff, hopefully right in the build up to Yang Chen book 2, as well as probably, hopefully, Azula and the Spirit Temple either being out already or just on the verge of coming out. So this probably will come out at a reasonable time for Avatar in 2023, which is quite good. But yeah, they're not showing the packaging yet because it's still like obviously 5 months off. But this is just a standard description for Avatar. And notably, again, it is an English edition original, meaning we obviously don't know the cards. The cards aren't going to be revealed first, like in Japanese. And then we'll have to see how they are coming over here. The English edition is the original edition of this. So they're going to be completely new cards and stuff like that. It's going to be completely designed for this release. Then we get to the product information. And I think straight away, this basically confirms there are no voice actor signatures. Usually when a set gets its product listing like this, it will say if it has signed cards. Here, it clearly doesn't mention voice actor signatures or anything like that. Instead, it mentions that the parallel cards, the big rarities for Avatar set, are going to be SP, which is standard for Weiss Schwarz, that's the special rare. But then this other thing called an AT-OR, which is an Avatar rare. So that's a brand new rarity that they seem to be introducing in this set, which they do for other sets occasionally. They'll have like a special rarity associated with the specific property. So we're getting them for Avatar probably because they can't get the voice actor signatures. It still means the SPs are going to be like nice looking cards, as you can see here. It's going to have a unique hot stamp, which is basically what the signature was in the first place. It's like a foil signature stamp. So they don't have that, so we're going to wait and see what they do there. I'm guessing it'll probably be like elemental kind of symbols, but stamped in foil on the cards. There's a chance they might have like quotes from the characters like on the card somewhere. That's what they do in other sets. But because I suppose they know in this case they don't have the voice actor signatures, it will be interesting to see how they design the cards, given that they know now, okay, we don't need to leave space for a voice actor signature. We can leave space for whatever crazy design we're going to do with the foiling. So that's kind of cool. The Rarity Distribution, opening it up here, you can see here, 100 types of cards, so standard booster set, plus 44 types of parallel. Now, usually the way that this works is that these 44 types are just rarity increases of one of these cards. So it doesn't mean there are 144, like, mechanically unique cards in terms of what the name of the card is and what the card actually does. It means there are 100 mechanically unique cards, and then 44 of those 100 have better rarities associated with them. And those are the parallels, what they're talking about there. So they say SP, ATOR, and more. Now that likely means SP, ATOR, triple rare, so or, and SOR, so super rare. That's probably going to be the breakdown of all parallels in the set. So you can see 5 and 8, obviously it's only 13. They're saying there's going to be 44 types. There's like 30 more parallels still to come, and they will be, I think, mostly SORs as well as a couple of triple rares as well. So I'll get to explaining that in just a second. This looks like the standard breakdown for the standard set. So this is the 100 card main set. 6 climax commons. So climax cards are the kind of like sideways orientated cards. So there's 6 commons, 6 rares, 28 normal common cards, 28 uncommons, 22 rares. You get a rare in every pack, and 10 double rares. So of the main 100 card set, double rares are the only ones that you have to sort of like, in a way, like work to pull. So in that sense, like if you don't really care too much about the crazy rarities and just want the cards, double rares are going to be the only ones you really have to sort of like work to get, buy a lot of packs to get, or just buy a lot of singles of. Otherwise, like, because you get 16 packs per booster box, you're going to pick up a lot of the rares relatively easily. But, you know, of course, there's 22 of them and you only get 16 packs in a box. But, you know, that's just the way it works. It's a trading card game set, after all. So the way this typically works is that the SPs are usually rarity upgrades of the double rares. So these are typically the best version of each character card. So we're going to probably likely see an Aang, Katara, Zuko, Sokka, Toph. And I'm guessing that's exactly the breakdown that they'll do, that the SPs are probably going to be those 5 characters. Their double rare version enhanced up to an SP with slightly maybe altered art and all the foiling stuff going on. The Avatar rare is very interesting in that, like, I don't actually know what they're going to do. Might this be a sense where maybe they do have a couple of mechanically unique higher rarity cards? Or is this just a combination of, say, like the remaining double rares? Maybe some of the rares, or maybe some of the climax rares get the Avatar rare treatment. And that could be very, very cool. Maybe because they can't get the voice actor signatures, that's why they're doing that. But we have to wait and see what exactly that is. 9 cards per pack, 16 packs per display. That's very standard these days for Weiss Schwarz. 18 displays per carton is 18 booster boxes per case of booster boxes. And then there are 1 of 5 exclusive promo cards in every display box. So these are unique cards. These are not just cards from the main set. This is the only way you're going to get these 5 cards, is by getting them from booster boxes or buying the single online. So there are 5 different ones. You get 1 for every box. So that means, like, if you are buying multiple boxes, you should be able to get, you know, most of this set relatively easily. Now, my understanding of it is that these are just sort of like, they're not foiled or anything like that. Most of the time, they are not the most amazing card themselves. So they won't be necessarily sought after too much for that sense. So Likely there'll only be maybe one or two of these that get in any way expensive based on what other promo card sets are like. But it depends on what they do. If they do like a themed set that actually has kind of like really, really cool art, they could be a little bit more pricey. And then this is interesting. 4 exclusive rubber playmats in every carton. Now, what that means is 4 playmats in every case of 18 booster boxes. So if you buy a sealed booster case, you get those playmats. So otherwise you'll have to hope that some seller has like opened up their case and is going to sell those playmats separately. So that could be quite rare. I'm assuming the design will be something a little bit more standard, including most of the main cast and the logo. That's typically what they do for these ones, but it is interesting that they're confirming it is there. So obviously it'd be very expensive to buy a full case. Obviously 18 booster boxes is the price of like a case pretty much, and I don't think there's that too much of a discount based on most places. You're still talking somewhere in the region of probably like 1.4 grand or something like that to get an actual booster case, to get these playmats if you just want to pull them that way. So yeah, that's really all there is to say about the booster set. Obviously this is where you're going to be opening up the packs to get the rare cards, but pretty exciting. I wish they would be more clearer about like what aspects of Avatar are being included here. Like, is it just book 1? Is it book 2 as well? Is it book 3 as well? The fact that Zuko is on the Twitter picture in book 3 design makes it feel like at least some of his cards will be book 3. And also, it really does feel like they are going to be using mostly promo art. So I'm very interested to see what the Climax cards are like, because they're typically like always screenshots from the show. And I don't think we've seen a screenshot from the show card yet. So that will be actually kind of interesting to see what they do and how much or not much they do of them. Because if the whole set is kind of all promo images, then you can sort of assured that they'll include like the designs we want. But we obviously have to wait and see. Next up, we have the Trial Deck Plus. So this is the starter set for Avatar, starter deck, which again, on sale on the same date. The main product information here. Every deck contains 2 shiny cards. So that means you get 2 super rares, SORs, which is like the lowest rarity of holo in this game. You'll get 2 of them. They're just the standard ones. There's nothing too crazy about that. But the interesting thing about Weiss Schwarz is that even in trial decks, you do get the chance to pull some very rare cards. So in this case, they are saying that there will be triple rares and SPs available. So specifically the way they word it is that there will be 1 out of 3 cards with special embossing, or 1 special rare card with special embossing. So there are 3 potential triple rares, 1 potential SP. We know that the trial deck at least has Aang as a focus in it, and there might be Zuko because there's Blue Spirit in one of the cards. So I'm guessing the SP is going to be Aang. And then the triple rare will probably be some of the other characters from the trial deck and maybe one of the Climax cards. So that's probably the best way that that's going to work. So when they say there are 19 types of cards plus 6 types of parallels, it just means in your 50 card deck that there are, as you can see here, 19 mechanically unique cards. So you'll get 4 copies of certain cards, you'll get 2 copies of certain cards, and then you have a chance at the 6 kind of parallels. So 2 of them are of course, I think, just the standard ones you get in every copy of the deck, and you have a chance at pulling basically 1 of the other 4 as the rarities they describe here. 50 cards per deck, 6 decks per display, and 8 displays per carton. So the way I think it works here with regards to pull rates, if you buy a display, so if you buy the actual box that has 6 trial decks in it, I think you're guaranteed 1 parallel from one of the trial decks. And then I think if you buy the carton, so if you buy the complete thing of like, you know, what's that, 48 decks or whatever, if you buy the carton, you're obviously, I think, guaranteed, of course, 1 in every display, and then I think across a carton there's also, I think, 1 extra. So you're guaranteed, I think, to get more or less, I think, the full set across a carton. But obviously that's a lot, buying 48 decks just to guarantee that. But I think, 6 decks for a display, if you really want to guarantee you get some of these rare cards, is not like crazy bad, because you're going to need to probably get 2 of these trial decks anyway, just to have play sets of all the cards. So bumping it up to 6 doesn't seem like crazy bad if you are a collector, but it all depends on how much of this cards you want to actually get. So, that's cool to see they're doing that, but again, I wish they'd show some of it a little bit more. And then the last thing is the supply set. So they do have an image associated with it here. So this set, each supply set provides you with the necessary supplies to protect, store, and transport your precious decks. Each supply set will also include a bonus PR card and 5 booster packs to help you get started. So you can see here you get a deck case or deck box that is Cabbage Merchant themed, which is really, really cool. Usually with these, they go for something a little bit more standard. So I actually really like that they're going for more of the kind of like fan favorite, slightly kind of like you need to know the show to know that the Cabbage Merchant is as beloved as he actually is. So giving him a full, deck box is actually a really cool thing to have. Basically a Cabbage Merchant themed supply set. It's very cool. Similarly, the sleeve design that they're going for the card sleeves is also Cabbage Merchant themed. You get 5 booster packs, and then it is described here. They give you the breakdown of everything here. 60 sleeves, 1 deck case, 5 booster packs, which are just from the set, and then 1 special PR pack where you get 1 of 5 exclusive designs. So the wording there, like you get a pack, I think it just means you get 1 card. So you're going to get 1 of 5 specific promo cards, which I think is slightly different than the way they do it on some sets. Sometimes they I think have these supply sets have like 10 promo cards, but you get 2 in the pack. So instead of 2 out of 10, you get 1 out of 5, which probably works out maybe slightly better for just trying to get the cards. But this is a really cool product, I think. I can see a lot of fans just, even if they don't want to maybe like get a lot of Avatar Weiss Schwarz stuff, just pick up this because you get some packs and some cool like extra kind of merchandise as well, plus the potential at some, cool PR cards. So that's I think pretty much everything there is to say here. Just going back to the booster set, I suppose, when would we expect them to actually start talking, I suppose, more about this? They do have their winter conference, the English winter conference, coming up at some point. Usually I think it's in December, but I guess it'll be in the next couple of weeks. I'm surprised because I was actually waiting for this to probably get revealed, this amount, at the winter conference. But now they're maybe going to have to say something else, because this is an English edition original, so they're probably going to want to talk about this in a little bit more depth. So maybe they're holding back some visuals, maybe preview cards, early preview cards for that event whenever it actually hits. And I assume that probably is the right way, because there's a lot of their like upcoming products that don't have like many visuals associated with it. So they probably do actually have quite a bit to reveal and to talk about. Maybe they'll confirm what an Avatar Rare looks like and what it is. That would be kind of cool. But in terms of full-on like preview seasons starting for this set, they do have quite a bit of stuff coming out before now that they're going to have to preview first. Because if you go to their lineup of like English products, you can see here, Avatar is the furthest one into the future that they've announced in June. And they have stuff in pretty much every month going back here. Now, you can see here, they're on sale up to like here. They're currently previewing Kaguya-sama and some of these power-up sets, I think, at the moment. So they're going on right now. Then they're going to do the Data Live when that finishes in February. So we have to wait through that. They're going to have Bang Dream. They're going to have Sword Art Online 10th Anniversary in April. Psychono, The Fruit of Grisaya, Quintessential Quintuplet Movie, then Avatar. So they do have to do the full preview on this stuff before we start to hear like a lot about the Avatar set. But like I said, I think we'll probably have to hear a little bit more about it whenever they do the winter conference for English stuff. So hopefully we do find out some stuff there. But Yeah, it's one of those ones where like it's exciting to have these listings, but it's also like there's basically no visuals associated with it. Um, because we don't have a lot of cards, I think it's kind of hard to judge like how much of it necessarily like even I would want as someone who's planning to get like quite a few like booster boxes. Does this change anything too much? I'm not really sure. Like, yes, it's a disappointment that they don't have those voice actor signed cards, but if the Avatar rares and the SPs look good because they know they have to design around not having signatures, that could actually make the cards look even better as a card. Because obviously the way the voice actor signature stuff worked is that it's a foil stamp of the signature. It wasn't like the voice actor specifically signed that card specifically. So either way, it was always going to be a stamp type thing on the card. So does that change too much? I'm not sure. At this point, I just want more of a sense for like how much of the show is being covered. I'd like an example of what one of the climax cards actually looks like for this, and just at least a scattering of a couple of cards to get a sense for like what sort of art pieces they're using for this, and what variety of characters are going to be here. You know, the fact that the Cabbage Merchant is in here as the main stuff in the supply set probably gives you hope that there's at the very least like a Cabbage Merchant card, and some of the maybe common cards are actually more minor characters as well. So we'll see what happens here. It's definitely exciting. Like I said before, this is probably my most hyped kind of Avatar merchandise thing that's not one of like the books or story content for the year. And this just is like, okay, I'm excited to see more like I was before. I think the fact that there isn't another preview card to go along with this is very disappointing at this point. I would like to see more of a sense for how this set is going to shape up, but you know, we're still a few months away from the set. So in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on the Avatar Weiss Schwarz products that have been announced here. Are you interested? Are you disappointed by the lack of voice actor signatures? What are your expectations for this set? But that has been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.